Hello students, today we will discuss about the extra question answers from the two chapters which I have taught to you. The first one was The Man of the Island and the second one was the poem. The name of the poem was Great White Beautiful Wonderful World. Okay, first of all I will tell you about the extra questions which I have made for you, which will be useful to you for your unit test, for the preparation of your unit test. Is taken from The Man of the Island. Now I will discuss the question answers one by one. So the first question, it's this is an extract. I was now, it seemed, cut off upon both sides. Behind me, the murderers. And there are some dots and the inverted comma close. Question number A. From where the line has been taken. So this is a very easy question. And you have to write like this. The lines has been taken from the story The Man of the Island, written by R.L. Stevenson's Treasure Island. R.L. Stevenson's Treasure Island. Okay. Now, who is I here? Where was he? There are two parts of the question. Who is I here? So, what do you think? Who is I? I is the author himself, who went to an island in search of some treasures which were hidden on that island. They supposed that. Where was he? He was on a deserted island, and that island was considered as the treasure island. Okay, I hope that you understand. Next question. Who were the murderers? You remember about the murderers? Who were the murderers? The murderers were all the crew members of the ship, because the ship went to the treasure island in search of treasure which were supposed to be hidden on that island. So every crew member of the ship were allowed to go to the island and search for the treasure, and they were allowed to loot and murder as they wish. So when the author was walking into the island or searching into the island, he thought that someone is following him. Maybe the murderers, maybe the crew members who were following him, and they want to murder him, because if they murder him, the one of the partner will be die, and there will be no hope to divide the wealth which they will find from that island. Okay, so come to question number 2. Instantly the figure reappeared. From trunk to trunk it fleeted like a deer, running man-like on two legs. So you remember from the story where I have told you that someone was following the author. Someone was following Jim Hawkins, who went to the island. And he thought that it may be a creature of that island, it may be an animal, or it may be a murderer. So at first it seemed to him that it was fleeted like a deer. It was walking or following him like an animal, or sometimes it was walking on its four legs. So it occurred to the author that it may be an animal. So come to the questions. Number A. What figure has been referred here? So what was the figure? The figure was the person who was following the author. The figure was the person or the creature who was following the author in that deserted island. Next question. Why did the author think that the creature was running like a deer? Why did it seem to him? I told you that it seemed to the author that the creature was running like a deer, or rather it was walking on its four legs. It was walking on its four legs. because it wanted to hide himself in the bushes or in the trees. Whether it was a man, it wanted to hide himself into the bushes or behind the trees, and that is why sometimes it was walking on its four legs. And it seemed to the author that it may be an animal or a deer. Now next question, was the creature a man? So we find it out at the middle of our story that the creature was a man, and it came to Jim Hawkins at once, and it pleaded to Jim Hawkins that he needs help from Jim Hawkins. And it was a man, and the name of that person was Ben Gunn. The name of the person was Ben Gunn. Now, question number 3. It is also an extract. So we have some dots at the starting of the sentence. To my wonder and confusion, threw himself on his knees and held out his clasped hand. So who threw himself on his knees? Ben Gunn threw himself on his knees. Ben Gunn was following the author, and he was walking like a shadow behind the author. Sometimes he was hiding himself behind the tree trunk, and when he felt that the time had came, he came in front of Jim Hawkins at once and threw himself on his knees. Okay, now come to the questions. Why the author was confused? Why the author was confused? There are 2 points of the confusion, about the confusion of the author. What are the 2 points? The 2 points are, the author was confused whether the creature was an animal or a man. He was confused about that. And when he was confirmed that it was a man, because the creature threw himself on his knees in front of Jim Hawkins, and the author or Jim Hawkins came to know that the creature which was following him was a man. He was confused that why did the person was on his knees. So we can write it like that, what I have told you. Now come to the next question. Why did the creature threw himself on his knees? So it is quite similar to that he wanted some help from Jim Hawkins or the author. We have to remember that the story has been written on first person narrative, and it is described as I, and I is the Jim Hawkins. Okay, so we can think that the author himself referred him as Jim Hawkins. So why did the creature threw himself on his knees? The creature or Ben Gunn threw himself on his knees because he wanted some help from Jim Hawkins. He wanted to go out of that island. He wanted to bring those treasure into his land, and without anyone's help, it was not possible for him to take the wealth or the treasure from that island to his own home country, homeland. Okay. So come to the next question. What did he want to tell the author? So what do you think? He want to tell the author? The person or Ben Gunn wanted to tell the author that he had came through the treasure island, which was the world was behind it. So the world was very much curious about the treasure island, and some persons came sometimes in search of that treasures, and Jim Hawkins and also his crew members came to that island in search of those treasures. So it seemed to us that Ben Gunn had discovered all those treasures on that island, and he wanted to tell about those treasure, and he wanted to share the treasures with Jim Hawkins, because it was not possible for Ben Gunn to take all the treasure with him without anyone's help. Right? Now come to the fourth question which I have made for you. I am poor Ben Gunn. So Ben Gunn, or the creator of that island, considered himself as a poor person. Poor, we know that rich and poor, rich who has immense wealth and poor who has no wealth and in a distressed condition. But here the poor, why did the author consider himself as poor? Why did the person consider himself as poor? When Ben Gunn was giving the details about the past life of him, he told Jim Hawkins that he was a pious person. He was a boy of a pious lady, and he wanted to spend his life in a honest way. But something happened to him, and he was punished and marooned or banished into this island to live alone. Okay? And he had spent 3 consecutive years lonely into this deserted island. And he had spent his life by eating some fruits, some roots, or whatever he find in shells or conches in that island. So he considered himself poor because of these reasons. Okay. Come to the question number 5. What was the secret Ben Gunn was talking about? So Ben Gunn wanted to share some secret with Jim Hawkins. And what were those secrets? We thought that those secrets were about the treasures which were supposed to be hidden on that island. And it appeared to us, or we thought, that Ben Gunn perhaps had found out the treasures on that island, and he knew that where the treasure had been put. He wanted to share all those secrets with Jim Hawkins, or the author. And this secret is Ben Gunn is talking about here. Right? Now come to question number 6. This is the last question of Man of the Island, which I have made for you. Why did Ben Gunn consider himself rich at the end of the story? So, at the middle of the story, we can see that Ben Gunn considered himself as poor, and at the end of the story or end of the extract, we find that Ben Gunn again tell about him that he is rich now. So why did he consider himself rich on that point of time? Because he had found out, it seemed to us, you have to mention these words, it seemed to us that because we don't know about the accuracy of that fact, which were proper or not. So we have to write like this. It seemed to us that Ben Gunn perhaps found out all the treasures which had been hidden on that island, and when he had found out all the treasures, he considered himself as the rich person of the world. Okay, so these were the extra question and answers which I have discussed to you. You do one thing, you write down the answer, you listen to the video, and you write down the answer one by one in your copy. Right? Now come to the poem. The extra questions of the poem, I will also discuss the answers with you. Great, wide, beautiful, wonderful world. I have discussed the poem with you. I have given the meanings of every line to you. So, question number 1. And the wonderful grass upon your breast. What do you mean by the line? So, Mother Earth is had the beautiful gift of nature for us. So on her breast there are grass, which is not only grass, it is considered by the poet that the grass is referred as the trees or the plants which is the rich source of food for the creatures of the world and the source of oxygen for the creatures of the world. Okay. So question number 2, it walks on the water and whirls the means. So who walks on the water? It was the poet was talking about the wind. You remember? It walks on the water and whirls the means. So when the wind walks on the water, it creates waves. It creates waves on the water. So what did the author want to tell by this extract? The author or the sorry, it will not be author, it will be poet. So the poet want to tell by this extract that the activity of the wind often make us wondrous, make us bewildered, that when wind blows over the water of the seas or the river, it makes waves. When it walks on the water, it makes waves and it looks very beautiful. And it also whirls the means and it generates currents. Okay. Now come to question number 3. You friendly earth. Why did the poet, I beg your pardon, this will be poet. Why did the poet consider the earth as friendly? Yes, friendly. Earth is certainly friendly to all of us because earth is the home for all of us and it provides food, shelter and clothes and everything to us. And we take breath on it. We breathe on it and earth provides oxygen to us. So earth never think about any harm of its creatures. It cares about us like a mother. So we can aptly call the earth very much friendly. Okay. Now come to question number 4. You are so great and I am so small. So who is considering himself as small? Who is small and why? The mankind or the human beings are very small in comparison with the earth. And why he is small? He is small in size, that is true, but he is small in every senses because earth is very much friendly and mother-like to the human beings. It provides everything to all of us and we are like a dot on the surface of the earth. So the poet is quite rightly call himself or the humankind as small. Now come to question number 5, that is the last question of today. You are more than the earth. Who is more than the earth and why? The poet thought at the end of the poem that the mankind or the human beings are more than the earth because the earth provides us everything, but it is true that earth cannot think, cannot love and don't have any senses on the contrary, the human beings has the senses. They can feel, they can love and they can scatter love in all over the earth. Okay, I think you have got the answers truly. I hope that you will learn the answers for your unit test, and in my next class I will start a new chapter for you. Okay, thank you.